Welcome back to Beyond the Trenches Week 2. We are here to discuss all of our thoughts and opinions from Week 1 of the NFL season as we kicked off this year. We're very excited to give you what we thought, let you know did our picks come out correctly or not, and also give our thoughts and discussions for Week 2. Could not do this without some of the crew to give me all of their opinions. Starting off with my man, the right-hand man, my man Daryl. What's good, Daryl?
It's good, Mike. And always good to start the season off with a win with real life and fantasy. So we got to break it down and just keep it rolling.
Yeah, to tell me about it. Tell me about it. You know who didn't get a win in fantasy? My man Jordan. What's up, though, Jordan?
It's good. Now you know that was some bullshit, right?
How much you lost by, wound up? You was close.
Like 2 points or some shit.
Yo, that's crazy.
And Worthy just plays the first quarter.
Just catch one pass.
That's crazy.
Catch one pass.
And the whole offense was designed for him, bro. Like, they were talking about that shit. Yo,
you can tell they had plays in the tuck. They were just waiting.
Yeah.
Andy had some shit.
Like, yeah, get your weight up. Like,
yeah. Kelsey put that shoulder to the nigga, man. Kelsey was cool. Kelsey walked out.
Kelsey big as right. Yeah, Kelsey was fine. Kelsey big as shit. But damn, brother, get your weight up. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's okay, because guess what? I'm hey, my boy, Buka.
Oh yeah, he nice. Yeah, and listen, Baker got another.
He got Herbert chilling on the bench. He might have probably the best year of his career too.
It'll be a good season, man. I'm excited, man. But about the NFL, man, let me start, man. Week 1 is in the books, man. It was a great week when we had games on Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. Daryl, what was your biggest surprise of week 1 for you, man?
Biggest surprise for week 1. Shit. I'm gonna have to go with how prepared. We're gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna have to go with how prepared the Chargers looked just as an overall team.
All right.
They just looked the most prepared, ready to go.
All right. Jordan, what was your biggest surprise of week 1?
Without a doubt, Justin Fields. Without a doubt, Justin Fields. I did not see any of that coming. I even said it on our first show that I was kind of out after seeing some of the clips from preseason and training camp. It was a complete 360. That was the best game Justin Fields has ever played in the NFL, without a doubt.
Okay. And I'm going to go with another Ohio State quarterback. The fact that C.J. Stroud can't get a touchdown, man. This is I'm just saying. He is on my bench. So that'll make me happy. But
he just started?
I ain't starting, though. He's on my bench. But luckily. But I think it's 3 straight games, Joe, with like 0 touchdowns and 1 pick or something like that. Which going back to last year. It's not good for the boy. I'm just saying. So I don't know. They might. Well, we'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about it later on, man. But anyway, Thursday night football, man. Eagles, they do get the win versus the Cowboys in a game that we didn't think would be that close, but wound up being a good game. Jordan, this is your team. What's your thoughts on that game, man?
Eagles and Cowboys game?
Yep, Thursday night football, yeah.
So, emotion. Well, first, let me start off with the Jalen Carter shit. Right. I did think that was stupid of Jalen Carter. He was obviously triggered by Prescott.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, bro, like, you're the best player on the defense. Mm-hmm. We go as you go. You cannot make that mistake, no matter how triggered you might get. I would have rather you taken a shot at him during the game, during the play, and just taking a 15-yard penalty, or hell, even put your whole body on him and take the fine. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you can't get yourself thrown out of the game, bro. It was obvious that we were lacking in that area where he was at. Overall, it was a good game. I did think that the game was going to be competitive. I think I did say even in the show that I don't think Dallas is going to be trash. As long as they have Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, they're always going to put up points. They're always going to be able to win games. I thought both quarterbacks played a flawless, outstanding game from both QBs. I thought just Jalen was just damn near perfect, making every right decision, when to throw, when to run. We got to get AJ a little bit more involved in the passing game, especially when teams take him out of the game. They need to be able to move him around and at least get him the ball. So that's on the OC.
Mhm.
But let me get a little bit emotional here. That Cabbage Patch Kid for a corner, Adoree Jackson. Bye bye. That was atrocious. And then it took them until damn near CD had 100 yards in the first quarter to say maybe we need to get him out of the game.
Where did he come from, bro? Like, I don't even know who
He with the Giants.
The Giants.
Oh,
The Giants. This is disgusting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was horrendous. It was awful. It was just awful, bro. But overall, we got the dub. Jalen will be back next week. No suspension. But I mean, I thought, other than the fucking weather delay, Jalen Carter, I thought it was a really good game.
Speaking of delay, perfect segue to this nigga here who's late, but he's still
Hey man, my timing was off here. I thought it was 8:30. I don't know why.
We said that last week. It's 8:00, man.
But wasn't it 8:30 last week?
Last year it was 8.
Oh, come on, man. Ain't no tripping.
You good. I mean, we're on the first topic, so
I know that probably took forever. It's probably been on the first topic for 30 minutes already.
No, we waited for you. We waited for your ass to fucking
you got call. I told you, call the line, man. I got Kevin Gates, man. I got two phones like Shefty out here, man.
I remember next time.
Yeah.
Daryl, man, we're talking about the Thursday Night Football, Eagles and Cowboys. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, just overall, if you look at like the stats for this game, it kind of almost felt like a preseason game, just like teams getting the feel as far as starting the year. Hurts, he played very well, like MVP caliber. Clutch plays, either on third down, either running or throwing. Not too much passing wise as far as with both teams really, except for CD, but he made plays when it needed to be. Eagles defense, they held the run in check even without their best player. I thought that was a good sign for them. But yeah, I kind of talked about it before the season as well. I had a question on the secondary, and it was proven right from the get go. As far as replacing big play Slay, that double Jackson, Swiss cheese out there. He couldn't stop a cold. Couldn't stop a cold out there. So they made adjustments because of that. But they're gonna have to address that, maybe develop or maybe look to make a move there. Like how he's making moves at every other position except for that. So I don't know if they got confidence in what they got as far as the depth or what. But I feel like they're gonna have to address that as far as for them to get back.
I'm a good 15-yard penalty. I'm a clothesline. You ain't getting no more damage.
Bro, y'all won the game, man.
You ain't getting no more catches. I'm clotheslining the shit out of
you. For the Cowboys, they look more competitive than I thought they would be on both sides of the ball. I really didn't know what to expect from them, especially in the offense, as far as like what their philosophy, what their plan of attack was. But really, if you just look at it with like CD, Pickens, Ferguson, the Bull Turpin, kind of the gadget guy. What's the name? Williams. He came in and was serviceable as far as every down back. So I like what they got as far as weapons and what Dak has and dispose of. They surprised me. I thought it was going to be a down year, headed to a rebuild, but they look like they can make some noise as far as not the top tier as far as with the league, but that second tier as far as being competitive and just being there at the end. CD, he could have had close to 200 yards without the drops. I feel like that was the big difference in the game as far as how it played out as well. Because really the Eagles, they didn't really get much in that fourth as far as scoring, and it was really just left up to the Cowboys not taking advantage of what they had. The defense, as far as the Cowboys, definitely saw the difference without Micah. No pressure, only one sack. They're gonna have to make some adjustments there, or they're gonna have to either rely on that back end with not. I think it's the first year they got both of their top corners with Bland and Diggs, so either they're going to have to rely on that more or build on that. But it was very glaring with just without Micah. Hurst was just able to sit there, cool, calm, collected, and just make the right decision. But I like what I saw from both teams. But it was a good not statement win, but a good first win for the champs headed into the Super Bowl rematch next week.
All right, Jeff, what's your thoughts, man? Thursday Night Football, Eagles, Cowboys.
There was just a dumb decision by Carter from the beginning, and they took advantage of him being out. That's just it. They ran the ball well in the first half. That was as soon as they saw that was a glaring weakness, Cowboys attacked that immediately. I don't think the Cowboys are going to have a chance because their running game is just weak to me. The running backs aren't really solid to me. I didn't think they had a chance, but Carter getting ejected, that opened the door for them. That's how they got their first 2 touchdowns. Javonte Williams ran them in, and honestly, I think with Carter out, that eliminates Dak having to get that pressure up in the middle, forcing him to either try and be mobile like he used to be, or try and find receivers faster. And I don't know if he got the chemistry yet built with GP. And CD with the drops, that was just it. As far as the Eagles, they look like the Eagles. I mean, they look like they're going to contend for another championship. I don't know if they're going to win it, but they're going to look like they're going to contend. Even though Hurts' game was just he managed the game well. He threw for 152 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He didn't turn the ball over. I mean, it wasn't nothing crazy. I mean, the entire game was kind of like a General Hospital episode. You had the spitting incident, then you had CD dropping the ball, then the lights go out. They got to restart the game. It was just all too dramatic for me. It was like wrestling. And so I really throw this game away. The benefit of the Cowboys is this: their upcoming schedule is kind of weak. They got the Giants, they got the Jets, they got the Packers. They got the Bears. If the Bears look like what they looked like yesterday, these are all winnable games in the beginning of the season for the Dallas Cowboys. So I think it was good for them to get off the slide right from the beginning, beat the Eagles, get that under their belt. If anything, they'll go tie. They'll go 50-50 at the end of the season if it comes down to the division or whatever the case may be. But I think the Cowboys benefited from this game for sure.
I was surprised. I thought the Cowboys were going to get blown out, to be honest with you. They were the biggest dog of the week, 8.5 points. So I was surprised that they actually covered that. I didn't see that coming based off the preseason or the drama they had, based off their personnel. Again, I don't trust GP. I think he had one trick pony. Dak and CD gonna always be Dak and CD. But you know what got me was the Cowboys' run defense. They held Saquon to like 60 yards. Not on the Jalen Hurts scrambles, but Saquon, I think it's his first. I think he had like one game of that all last season. So I mean, that actually was surprising to me. And the Cowboys' pass defense, I thought was good too. Like the fact you held AJ Brown and Devontae Smith to like 20, 30 yards total or something like that on like 3 or 4 catches. I did not see coming at all. And I didn't think Bland and them would be able to do that. So I thought the Eagles played the Eagles game. I thought Hurts played our Jalen Hurts game. He's gonna do what he needs to do to win. Besides Saquon, that kind of surprised me a little bit. But overall, I think what Darryl said, I don't know. I think might have been 8 wins for the Cowboys as their projection. I think they might go over that. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to be any type of make no noise at all. What I don't like about them is I think Dak is like, because he don't run, I think he's kind of like stuck. You know what I mean? Like there'd be so many yards he leaves on the field because he won't take off, even when it's open. And I feel like that's, on 3rd downs and 4th downs, you need that option. Like you see how, we'll talk about that later on, but you see how some quarterbacks are able to get that. You know what I mean? Dak don't do it. And, it frustrates me watching it. So I know in the game how it could be. So good opening game, good win for the Eagles. I think the secondary got to clean up a little bit. Carter will help out with the run game, obviously. And the Cowboys probably going to be better than what, I think people thought they would be. Moving on, Friday Night Football. We got the Chiefs and the Chargers. Chargers surprise. I think a lot of people would get that win in Brazil. Herbert probably played the best game of his career. And the Chiefs stepped to the L. Jeff, this your division, man. What's your thoughts on the game, man?
I think that this game, the Chargers, I don't want to say got lucky, but they just managed to win. The Chiefs look like the same Chiefs from last year who went to the Super Bowl. No number 1 receiver. They're going to find somebody to catch a bunch of passes. And it really was only in it all the way to the end, essentially. I mean, they ran for 98 yards as a team. Mahomes threw for 259. I mean, again, he just never has his weapons. But this game doesn't impress me for the Chargers because I would expect them to have a bigger win. Honestly, the last play when they were Chargers were driving down, Chris Jones just got out of place. He lost containment, and that's how Herbert took off around the edge and was able to get the first down to seal it. Other than that, the Chiefs had a chance to get the ball back to Mahomes with a minute or so or something like that on the clock, which we know he deadly. Like, it's just what he does. So I don't take a lot of this. I'm not impressed by the Chargers with this. I'm more, I think, in my opinion, purely just more opinion, I'm putting more on Pat Mahomes and how good this dude is. Like, yo, you never have a full complement of weapons at all. You never have your top threat that you probably went through all the training camp preparing yourself to say, hey, we're going to use this guy to do what. Look, Hollywood Brown had 10 catches for 99 yards. Kelsey had like 50-something yards and a touchdown. But, I mean, again, like I said, for the fact that the Chiefs hung in this game until the last drive, essentially, like, that should still be scary for the rest of the league. It's like they don't look any worse. They just didn't get it done in the end when they should have. They actually ran for more than the Chargers this game. And the only thing that they really did the Chargers worse, and they were bad on third down. He had nobody to go to on third downs. I was just trying to figure out how he was, like, trying to put the magic into play, but he really doesn't have a third down go-to guy because Travis Kelce just ain't that guy no more. But again, the Chargers good win, but I just don't see this. This didn't show me like, oh, all right, they ready to battle the Chiefs for the division. You know, they still looking like second or third, you know, behind the Raiders.
Jordan, your thoughts on that? On that game?
I agreed with 90% of what you said until that. But I'm not going to take too much out of it. Right, kind of like Jeff said, I mean, the Chiefs start off kind of like this pretty much every year. They obviously lost their number one playmaker, their number one target, which lost me my fantasy game. And he never has a full complement of players, but yet they always seem to either be in the game or win the game. Even they did not win. But I was actually impressed with the Chargers. Because this seems like a game that in the past the Chargers would have lost. On top of, you know, I was impressed with their offense. You know, we looked at them as a running team, and they came out and just aired the ball out. We know Justin Herbert can throw the rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Never really had all the necessary weapons. Well, until he like when after Mike Williams and Keenan Allen left. Like last year, we were looking at them like all they have is McConkey.
Allen's still there.
Now they picked up, you know, Allen came back. Now they got McConkey and Quentin Johnson looks like the number one pick that, you know, they thought he was going to be. So they could be a scary team along with the rookie, Hampton, the rookie running back. And then they have Najee Harris, you know, spelling them. This could be
You was good until then, man.
You was. Najee had one carry for 5, one catch.
Najee Harris is your number 2 back. Oh, that's a great back.
Nah, bro.
Probably the best backup in the league.
Nah,
you wow, bro.
No? Who's the best backup in the league?
I think the best backup in the league by
David Montgomery, probably.
All right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was still impressed with that.
Najee Harris is crazy.
Their defense looks good. They were flying around, making plays. I'm not gonna say that they're behind the Raiders in the division, but we all had them at number 2. They look like the number 2 team in the division. Well, they look better than Kansas City because they won the game. But overall, you know, I think obviously Kansas City will still win that division, but still week 1. Kansas City will get it together.
KC lost the opening game last year.
To Detroit, right?
Yeah, to Detroit. No, what's Detroit?
Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Daryl, what your thoughts on the game, man?
Yeah, I like what I saw from the Chargers. I know about the injuries and not taking too much away, but still got to go out there and make the plays. I like what I saw from Herbert. And kind of like what Jordan touched on, this kind of like showed me that the Chargers, they can win anyway. Like we saw last year with J.K. Dobbins, there was a run-heavy team. Now with more weapons for Herbert, and now with the rookie now, they with that defense too, that can kind of make plays with Derwin James on the back end. They prepared to win anyway. That's what I took away as far as from the Chargers end. From the Chiefs end, it was kind of sad to see at times, like just not from like just the overall trajectory for them, just for this game. It felt like it was a one-man show with Mahomes. Like he was the leading rusher. It looked like there was no one that said, other than maybe Hollywood Brown with the 10 catches, but no one else really said, "Hey, give me the ball and I'll make something happen." I feel like everything was on Mahomes. Either to run for the first down on third down, or make the perfect pass and hope it is caught. So I don't really I know they've been in the past that kind of how they looked and how they started the year, but I don't think this is sustainable as far as where they want to go. I do think they got to make a move. As far I know that week 6 they get Rice back. Who knows with Worthy? I think they're gonna try to have him play with a brace. But I don't like the thought of just waiting for them to get back and then everything coming together. I feel like they got to be aggressive like some of these other teams are with making a move now, as far as and then building on that for to be at an even better level when it comes playoff time. But the biggest thing was that is as far as the game in general, the Chargers look like very prepared as far as what they did in the offseason for this game. Again, they kind of expanded their ways to win. And Chiefs, I'm not ready to hit the panic button because of that defense and because of Andy Reid. He can cook everything. He can cook things up on a week-to-week basis as far as getting guys open. But they just need the guys on the field. Like, I just don't like with everything all on Mahomes to make it happen. He was going to do some, or still does do some Houdini shit as far as that pass to Hollywood Brown, that long pass, and then he even had the horizontal pass to get the third down to the tight end. So Mahomes is going to be Mahomes, but I would feel better about them if they had some. I mean, in those week 1 they got a lot of guys out, but it just didn't look as good as I thought. Just with him just being like really the only guy that can make something happen on the team.
Look like the Patriots of old.
Nah, I'm with Daryl, man. I feel like the Chiefs are cooked, and I feel like that the GM got to get better. They don't have nothing off season for them, and I feel like it's caught up with them. And I feel like that division is really catching up to them, and especially the Chargers, man. And to me, it's a whole like the defense. Like again, Herbert was cooking that secondary, bro. Like I don't know what the fuck was going on. That's not even on Andy Reid. I think Spags need to retire at this point. Everybody know when he going blitz, when he gonna call the blitz, and then they be cooking the blitz. I think that offensively, they don't have no home run running back. They got a bunch of dink and dunk, get 4 yards here, 3 yards here, try to keep defense honest, but they don't get those home runs like James Cook and Henry be giving them other dudes, stuff like that. And I feel like you can't keep sustaining those drives. Kelsey's old, like y'all said, and then the other receivers, they're either not healthy or suspended or what have you. I just feel like that they got to start doing more in the offseason. Stop trying to bring back the same thing, counting on old players, bringing back old players like Juju and all these other guys, man. I feel it's going to be a long – and I think they're going to lose this week, but that's another pick later on. But that's 0-2 already, you know what I mean? And I feel like that, like Daryl said, waiting for them to get back, it's going to be a long week because they got the Ravens in there too coming up in a couple games. And I also feel like that defensively, like last year, I mean, they were like 11 on defense last year. Not even the great, but at least it helped them out. But, this year, I don't know, man. And then even Chris Jones, like, he getting up there a little bit now. Like, I just feel like if they don't start making some real moves, they're going to waste some of Mahomes' prime a little bit. I feel like.
They done been to 4 Super Bowls, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah, but the niggas, what he 29, 30 or whatever like that. Like they gotta start doing something now, bro. Like
he turned 30 this year, right?
Yeah, I think he turned 30 this year, bro. Like
wicked.
Yeah, it's wicked, but he's got 3 rings already.
No, I'm saying though, like imagine all the shit he's accomplished and he turns 30 this year.
Right. Like waste what?
That is
nothing. Capitalizing.
That is unbelievable. Like
that's
you realize
crazy,
that, right?
bro.
That's
Think about
crazy.
it, Mike. Like,
nobody's trying to catch Brady, bro. They gonna waste that time, bro.
He's not trying to catch Brady, man.
Yes, he is.
Nah, man. He can't. He can't. He's not.
Bro,
he can. They do the right things.
He's done more than Tom Brady did when he turned 30 years
30,
old.
yeah, he already.
Yeah, but what he doing by the time he turned 40 years old? That's the question.
It could be worse.
I hear you.
Scarier. It's like I don't think, again, like I said, this is not a big loss, man. This is like the fact that they was even still in it at the end, and all,
they really almost did. By the way they look, it should have been like a blowout.
A blowout, bro.
Yeah, he's right on that. It should have looked like a blowout. They look shitty.
That's scary that they look that bad.
Especially defensively, to me. More than offensively.
They always been a bend but don't break defense.
But even like Jeff said, though, somehow, some way, this guy is so great he carries them and gets them in.
He is great, but
they suck. Like, look, no bullshit. They were trash last year.
Yes, I agree.
They went 15-1 because of him.
I agree with that too, but can he get a decent weapon? Can he get it? And a running back, my God, yo.
Yeah, like, running back, he don't have no speedster. You're right. No speed.
Yeah, no speed. It's like 3 yard here, 4 yard here. It's always third and long. You know why no third down? It's always third and fucking long. Right, because they don't get no yards on first.
But they're schematic. They schematic. They scheme to do like, all right, get 4 yards on the first down, make it 2nd and 5. You know, that's Andy's scheme. Like that's how he does things. Like he has a schematic approach.
I don't think Pacheco will ever be what he was before the injury. No. I think he's decent now. I think Hunt is older now, obviously, and stuff. They need to get some kind of like something out of it. Yeah, so some type
because you can't have two like heavy hitters in the backfield. Like
they should have traded for Bigsby. Shit.
And about the
heavy hitter too.
Charge, bro. Mario Hampton gonna get better throughout the season. He
had a good game, 15 yards, like 50-something yards.
I do think Quentin is maybe finally got the drops out of his head, so he gonna be pretty good. Lukaku be getting open all the time. You know what I mean?
He's definitely like the slot king now.
Yeah,
he's about to be a slot king now. Like
and if Harbaugh can keeping Herbert in check, man. Listen, it's I don't know, Jeff. I don't know, but anyway, man, let's move on, man. Sunday night football, I want to talk about next. We'll go back to the Sunday games, which was game of the week, like I told Daryl earlier, man, or game of the year, maybe. Who knows? But Ravens, Bills, somehow miraculously come back, get the win from the Ravens. Let me start with Daryl back this time, man. What's your thoughts on that game, bro?
I'm gonna start with the good before the choke job. The Ravens, they look very dominant at that time throughout the game. I was about to say this is number one team to me going into week 2. But I mean, as far as like they had like a few drives where it just took 3 plays. And
who the number one team to you? The Ravens?
Well, as I was watching the game, I was saying the Ravens. How can anyone beat them? Like because again, it was like a few drives where it was 3 running plays and automatic touchdown. Just easy. Things were looking too easy for them. There was still no answer for Derrick Henry and Lamar with that running attack. And even on the defensive side, the Ravens held the Bills to 7 points or less for the first 3 quarters. So I was really kind of worried as far as the division and just overall as far as the AFC. I thought this was going to be the Ravens' year, but reality check came in. I don't know if it's reality or just I don't know what it is with them. It's just like every big moments they do something just to mess it up, and they're too good of a team to have this happen multiple times. Like I feel like what happened, in my opinion, was they got too full of themselves as far as how dominant they were in the early parts of the game, and they took their foot off the gas. They didn't close it out. After that, I think they went up like 14 or 15 or something. That should have been the end of it. Listening, the Bills, they just kept in. Allen, once they gave him the opportunity to keep fighting and keep in the game, he took it over and went MVP mode. Coleman, he stepped up as a legit number 1 receiver. And I like their weapons now. As far as after that, you got Shakir, Jordan Palmer that came in. He stepped up, made some good plays. Kincaid, solid tight end. So I like, and also you always got James Cook. So I like the weapons that Josh Allen got to his disposal. I feel like the defense, they're going to keep improving, keep getting better as the year goes on as well. But the Bills, it doesn't matter until January. And more specifically until they either beat Mahomes or find a way to get past Mahomes, because that's been their Achilles heel as far as getting to multiple Super Bowls over the past few years. Been doing this, not being able to do this or win these types of games in those moments. So it was nice to kind of get this under their belt. I feel like they can carry this throughout the rest of the year, but it's not going to really mean anything until that next time where they're in the AFC chip game or in a divisional game against Mahomes, and it's 1 minute left. Whoever gets the ball last is going to win. Like they need to get out. That's their last hurdle as far as what they trying to do. But the Ravens, the same old Ravens to me. Like you just see dominance. You see like both sides of the ball. But somehow, some way, they step on their own foot and they get in their own way. As far as Lamar. I like his wide receiver option this year. D-Hop, he made I think he had 1 touchdown. Zay Flowers, he had a big game. Bateman, he stepped up a lot of time for them last year, so he has the weapons on that side too. But really, I mean, even when before the choke and comeback, I feel like Lamar, he has some opportunities to make plays, to keep the ball, not punt, not to get ball back to Allen. So I like what I saw from both teams. Bills is really, it was just a statement game for to legitimize Allen's MVP vote last year. But I like what I saw from the Bills more specifically, and then the Ravens. I feel like this is always going to be their Achilles heel. Something always going to come up. Something happen for them.
Jordan, your thoughts on that crazy game?
Yeah, I mean, both these are the two best teams in the AFC. That was clearly on display. Two great quarterbacks, two MVPs, two real dominant teams. What fucked them up, I mean, I get it. What fucked them up was that turnover with Derrick Henry. That's what fucked them up. I mean, point blank period. If he doesn't turn the ball over, they win the game. But like Daryl said, it just always seems like they find a way to lose the game. They find a way to give the game away. And in past, it's always kind of been something that maybe Lamar did or the defense did. But this time it was, your all-pro, Hall of Fame running back. That shit happens. I don't expect that to really ever happen again. But we thought this was going to be a great game, and it turned out to be. You know what I'm saying? So, but there were stretches of the game where the Ravens looked like the more dominant team. But you just got to finish. You got to finish. And when you don't finish, and you leave just a little bit of glimpse of hope with a guy like Josh Allen, as talented as he is, and the team that they have, they just didn't give up, and they got it done. So you got to just take your hat off, to them. I need to see a little bit more from Coleman as far as being like a number one receiving threat. I know he had a great game, but I need consistency. He did have a terrible drop ball in that game. But I just need more consistency. But other than that, I mean, these are going to be the best two teams in the AFC. They're going to battle it out probably for, number one, seed, probably along with the Chiefs. But it was the game that we wanted to have. It was an incredible game.
Jeff, your thoughts?
Yeah, I knew the Bills was gonna win. I mean, I didn't know it was gonna be. I picked them. I mean, I was the lone wolf here. Like, I knew they were gonna win. I just feel like, listen, man, the Harbaugh Lamar Jackson marriage, it's over. They gotta go ahead and pull the shank on Harbaugh, man. I mean, it's just not. It's just not working. He doesn't bring the team to the next level. You can't have a loss like this in the start of the season against a conference division foe. And it's going to be a tight race there, because it's just not something you can have. Listen, Derrick Henry, he's busting runs off left and right, man. He busted 46-yarder. I was like, damn, this boy got wheels, man. Like when Jordan used to tell us that his high school numbers was like 5,000 yards, he was like, I see why. He be going nuts. So,
yeah.
I like that. And listen, man, the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar, they did good by Lamar. 14 for 19, 200 yards, touchdown passes, and Lamar had a rushing touchdown and over 70 yards running. They didn't give him the ball too much to try to make it a passing thing between him and Josh Allen to see who's the better quarterback. They played within themselves. The defense, that's the part that shocked me. I mean, you just gave Hamlin the big contract extension this offseason. You bought in Jair Alexander. You still got the guys up front. Like, I'm not expecting that defense to give up 16 points in 7 minutes. Like, that's just not something I'm expecting. And honestly, like Jordan said, the Derrick Henry fumble is crazy. Because right before that, Lamar ran for 13 yards. He ran the QB option, joint, boom. And I was like, damn, you might run Lamar again. Like, they can't even stop it. And they gave it to Henry. Henry fumbled it. Ed Oliver, Utah player, great player, honestly, up in the defensive tackle. So, he played good ball. But Josh Allen, man, he be doing something different, man. That boy crazy. Man. That boy crazy, bro. He also ran for 2 touchdowns. He threw touchdowns. Like, that boy, that's the MVP this year again. Like, I think he can just go.
I said that last week in our show.
MVP right now. And Jordan, I'm not with you on that. I think Coleman about to burst on the scene, bro. He got receiver body. I know he had to drop. Yeah. But he was.
Yeah, I need. No, I would want. I like him. I love him coming out of Florida State. I think he's gonna. I think
he's ready now. I think he's primed for it now. Like, this is a breakout game. The first week of the season is crazy. And I got the Bills to go to the Super Bowl. I think the Bills can go to the Super Bowl and possibly win it. I said that on last week's show. Like, Josh Allen is just a different dude, man. Like different dude. Over 300, over 70 running, touchdowns all over the place. It's like, but that defense has got to get better though. Honestly, that's the one thing that's concerning.
Yeah.
And McDermott, it might be time for him to go too. Like he just can't. I thought he was a defensive guru. He can't get it together on defense, man. Like it looks bad out there. I mean, you get up 40 and still won. So I don't, we got to give hats off to that. But I mean, listen, the Buffalo Bills ran, I think, 30% more plays than the Baltimore Ravens. Now I know the Ravens was getting home runs. They was just knocking out the park, running for 40-yarders, running for 30-yarders. But that's inexcusable to blow the game like that. And it's interesting to see how this is going to make the standings go down at the end of the season, man, because this might come down to a favorite or somebody's schedule or this game itself being the tiebreaker.
This is definitely my AFC Championship game. But I think that this might be the worst defense Josh actually played with, because usually they got pretty good defenses, to be honest with you. But their run defense was horrible. Like Derrick Henry was gashing them, bro. It was insane, bro. And Lamar too. I want to go back to what you said about Harbaugh. I think if he don't get it done this year, he might gotta go, bro.
And you would know expand. I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Expand, Mike. You would know.
We never heard it on this show, man. I don't know. Anyway, Harbaugh, bro. He actually even with the fumble, even later on, when it was 40-38, he should have punted. He should have kept the ball and not punt. I don't know why you trust your defense. They already scored 38 points on you. Just go for it on fourth down, bro. You might as well. I think he made a bad call there. And then I saw the stat where he got like 17 double-digit blown leads, the most of any coach since like 1991. Like that tells me so he'll know how to close out games. You know what I mean? I think that I don't know, man. He might need to get cut. Like this year is the year for a lot of people. I think him and honestly McDermott, probably over there. Josh to me is, like I said it last week, with back-to-back MVPs. I think right now he might really be the best quarterback in the league, bro. Like he does. And Jordan said it years ago, but he's trying to put us on and shit like that.
Thank you.
Before he jump out the screen, like right once.
What do they call that? What do they call that shit? Damn, when you gotta give somebody the source, the credit, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, we're gonna give you credit. Yeah.
He said it. I mean, at the time, Josh was a turnover machine, but he done got that credit, bro.
I remember those.
He had four touchdowns the other day, no turnovers, 300-something yards, 46 attempts. That's had crazy. That game with no picks. You know what I mean? Crazy. So to me, like he done became a better quarterback. I think Keon Coleman is going to be by week 6 and on. He's going to be a true number one, bro. Mm-hmm. And I think I said he had a great offseason, blah, blah, blah. I think this is going to be a great season for both teams, but the Ravens got to learn how to stop ravening and learn how to close out games. And defensively, Jair Alexander, that boy was getting cooked.
See why the Packers let him go.
Right, exactly. And it was okay with it. Like, all right, you good.
Thing is, he should have let Coleman go and score. They could have got the ball back.
Even on that, he got cooked on that play too. Like,
and he reached out and still got the tackle somehow.
I know. Like they got to pick up secondary now. Hamilton is Hamilton, best safety in the league. But the rest of them jokers, they got to get that together to me. So, and they didn't really have Baltimore. Didn't have a good pass rush on Allen either. And they normally had a good pass rush in previous years. So they got to pick that up a little bit, but should be great. Great game, great season.
He got sacked once.
That's what I'm saying. So
45 passes and you get sacked once. That's
not Baltimore football to me. I know they're more offensively good now, but they still gotta have a defensive identity. I want to say, but I can watch that game over and over and over again between those two teams. I'll be honest with you.
Yo, he basically had 60. He had 60 touches because he had 14 carries.
Right, that's what I'm saying, bro. He really is like Superman out there, bro. It didn't even look tired, bro. Like the nigga was just dealing, bro. One more thing. Palmer was a good pickup too for them at receiver. Now you got Shakir, Palmer, and Coleman. That's a good three-headed monster. And then James Cook.
Cook and Kincaid can step in a couple. They got the two corner tight ends, Knox and Kincaid.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Moving on, man. Now, I mean, we gotta talk about this game because it's Monday Night Football, but the Bears. But it wasn't a good ending. I heard I ain't see it. But the
I
Bears,
heard. The host of the show said I heard.
I didn't turn that shit off in the halftime. I couldn't do it, man. Like I said. But the Bears did lose. Come back by the Vikings. I did watch the highlights though. But come back by the Vikings. JJ wound up bringing it home. Y'all watched it. Jeff, you watched it. What's your thoughts on the game?
I definitely didn't watch it. But you know what? What I did see is this. Ben Johnson is good at scripting the first, 10 plays for whatever the case may be. A lot of teams, coaches are like that. Andy used to be like that too. But he doesn't have the veteran in Jared Goff to kind of continue the thing. So to continue the playbook going and spreading wide, I think Caleb is going to have a maybe like a mid-year. I don't know if the Ben Johnson thing starts to click in immediately. I mean, the game was crazy. It was terrible offense, but Caleb just showed so much regression after the first 10 passes he completed. It was insane. And, again, I've always been an advocate. Listen, you got to get a young quarterback a big receiver. You got to get him a 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" kind of guy, like somebody to relieve the pressure. Even McCarthy got Jettas, you know what I'm saying? And he's also a burner as well. But, we need to see Caleb do a little bit more. I'm shocked they didn't lean on Swift more. Swift is a 1,000-yard back in other organizations and has been. I'm shocked that they didn't kind of like heavily lean on him against the Vikings, just to kind of balance it out with Caleb, especially once Caleb started getting erratic and started trying to be Mahomes-esque. And he's just not there yet. He does the walk like the kid from Nebraska. He does the walk, has the hair, all that stuff, but he's just not Mahomes. Like, you're getting a bargain version for him. On the other hand, JJ McCarthy was throwing the ball like a pitcher. He had velocity on his passes. They was getting on point too. He was hitting them. That is going to be a scary combination. Him and Kevin O'Connell, along with Jefferson. You got the two running backs now. You got Aaron Jones. You got him getting spelled by Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason was a good back in San Francisco. I'm hoping he has the same productivity here in Minnesota. And again, like the offensive line was really good. So the game was a little lackluster until the end where JJ brought it home. He said he had a interesting quote in the huddle. Hey, there's no place you'd rather be right now. And I'm sure that's good leadership. He was able to sit down a year, but the Bears might have a struggle, and I'm not really sure if the Vikings are going to play too well either. He's still a rookie essentially as far as seeing the bullets fly at regular speed. But the game was it was mid. It was all
right. Jordan, your thoughts on that game, man?
So, I thought that even though the Bears lost, I think that there was improvement in Caleb Williams. I think we saw that in the first half. He made a lot of wild plays, but he had made also a lot of the simple plays. He made one throw to a Dunze rolling to his right. I mean, that shit was ridiculous. That throw was on a rope. That shit was a rocket. I mean, literally. I mean, we saw flashes of why he was the number one pick, why they were saying that he was going to be a generational talent, why the Bears chose him over Jaden Daniels. But then we also, in the second half, saw the same things from last year. I do think that had a lot to do with the Vikings defense. I think that they ended up spiking up the pressure a little bit more. And then when they did that, he tried to revert to, I can make every single play. Yeah. And you cannot. Sometimes the play is just dead. You got to either take the sack, get rid of the ball, or whatever. I think he will get better at that. He has the necessary weapons. Their offensive line did get a little bit better. It wasn't that great, but it did get better. What actually surprised me –
that line was terrible. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think it's better than last year. But what surprised me was in the first until 6 minutes, 8 to 7 minutes left to go in the damn fourth quarter, the Bears defense was just playing lights out. Now, granted, it's damn near McCarthy's rookie season on the field, but that's what surprised me. I was a little bit surprised of how bad McCarthy actually did look to start the game, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And they got them one. I gained a lot of respect for him because he could have mailed it in and kept his head high, and he literally brought them back to win. I mean, Jordan Mason had a lot to do with that because they leaned on him. a lot of the drives to get them a little bit closer to the red zone, that he made the right plays at the right time to win, especially with the throw to Jettas, the touchdown. And then he had the read option with the run. So he showed me a lot within like that end of the fourth quarter. Like, oh, they got it. They have a guy. So I gained a lot of respect for him coming back. Do I think that they're going to be, an 8-9 win team? I don't know. I don't believe so. I think it's going to be a little bit too much. I think Justin Jefferson might have a long season. But I did like what I saw from Caleb Williams outside of like the second half.
Remember when the Eagles signed Kevin Byard and Jordan was all going nuts? He's not even on that. He's like, yo, this is a great pickup. I'm like, yo, bro, we don't even know who this dude is. Like, that's funny.
Look at Jordan face.
Remember that?
He actually was a Pro Bowl safety, but he looked good.
He was, but he didn't last long in Philly, homie.
Nah, he didn't do shit. But that's why he ain't win no ring.
Yo, Jeffrey bringing up random shit, bro.
That's why he ain't win no ring.
I was like, damn, Kevin Byard. Like, yo, that's the boy Jordan was all geeked about. Like,
you know the champ shit, man.
I hear you.
Well, you should have been had respect for JJ because he was 3-0 against Ohio State, but that's not it.
That's homerism.
But Daryl, what's your thoughts on the game, man?
Yeah, this one. I mean, I definitely watched the game. I was trashing it because it's like just with the first Monday night game of the season, two unproven quarterbacks. I wasn't really too sure of that decision. And it kind of played out as far as the majority of the game, as far as this offenses just not being able to successfully complete drives or sustain drives. I really thought that Caleb, he was perfect in the beginning of the game. I thought he really turned a new leaf with the new coaching. Looked like an improved offensive line, some more weapons, especially in the backfield in the wideouts. But he regressed very quickly. It was kind of bad to see, like the inaccuracy when he after like the first half, just like a lot of dirt balls, a lot of Donovan McNabb balls, a lot of balls over guys' head. If he was just more poised, it could have been easily a 300-yard, 3-touchdown game for him. There was two touchdowns he just missed. Like the guys, especially DJ Moore, just running wide open, just missed, and it was and we saw that last year too. So he had an opportunity to address a lot of concern, a lot of noise that was talked about him beginning of the year, but just everything fell back on him in that second half. I do got to give credit to Brian Flores. I think he made some defensive adjustments that kept the Vikings in the game, and that gave JJ opportunity to settle in. He really looked like a rookie as far as this being his first game, but he definitely settled in. Made some great clutch plays at the end to Jettas. But yeah, as far as McConnell, this is one of the best coaches in the league. This is another example of why that, because I remember a few years back, him getting the Pastronaut ready on a short week and coming out, him looking like I forget what his real name is, but him coming out they just picked him up as a quarterback. He was there. He was there all year as far as getting him ready. So just his O'Connell's development, I feel like it helps with him being a former NFL quarterback, him like being in that mindset and know what it takes to win. Just his quarterback development and then in-game situational play calling, he's up there as far as top 4, top 5 coaches in the league right now. And he got a young quarterback he can build and mold on a rookie contract, so they can keep the building around him. So if I was a Vikings fan, I like what I saw as far as once you draft a quarterback, you always want to see like glimpses of what they can possibly be. And we saw the leadership, we saw the poise, we saw basically him have possibly one of his worst games of his career, this early career, and then how he turned around the same game. He didn't wait. He didn't just kick the can down the road and wait till next week to come out. He got improved during that game, and I thought that was good to see. The Bears, I thought there was an opportunity missed because a lot of teams, a lot of opinions had them being a playoff team. It kind of looked like that at the beginning of the game, but same problems as last year, especially with Caleb Williams being the main part of that. showed up. So not really good for them, but I like what I saw. I see promise in JJ.
Yeah, I'll be quick. I do think that that JJ and O'Connell can have a lot of promise down the road. I think they can build on that for years and years to come. They probably won't make the playoffs this year, but they can still have flashes. As far as Caleb is concerned, man, I think that he's progressing very, very slowly. And slower than a lot of people thought. I think he's scared to throw picks, and I think that makes him hesitant. And I think he does a lot of check down because he's scared to throw the ball down the field a lot. I think they need to try to use him more in the run game, kind of like Justin Fields. I feel like a little bit. He's an athlete. You know what I mean? So, Ben Johnson coming from Jared Goff to Caleb, that's like two completely different players. I feel like he need to do more RPOs with Swift and Caleb. Like use the athleticism that he got. I think they're going to be. I mean, Ben Johnson and him and his system, how you want to use him. They might be like a whole nother year away. It's going to be a long year, I think, for them, and they're going to want to be in fourth in that division. To me, I'm with Jeff. I thought Minnesota was in the backfield. A lot. I don't think the offensive line was great to me.
Hell no.
At all. I was watching. But I do like the weapons they got. I like DJ Moore, like Romaduze. They got the weapons there, man. He just got to scheme better, more rollouts, more stuff that Caleb, use him as an athlete once again. And then Ben Johnson, you're a trick play dude, man. Now you got an athlete. You should be doing more trick plays than what he was doing with Jared Goff or whatever like that. So we're gonna see how it goes, but
his athleticism definitely on display.
Bro, actually fast enough. I forgot how fast he was, bro. That dude was fast.
Yeah, he can move. We said this, I think, when I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, but like I remember when he was at Oklahoma. I was watching the game. It was Oklahoma versus Texas. Spencer Rattler was the #1 quarterback coming out of his class, and he got benched in that game. And Caleb Williams took the first play, read option to the crib.
Yeah.
And I just saw it. I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? I was like, that shit just pop up at the screen. You're like, what the fuck? Like, it just, athletically speaking, he is head and shoulders above a lot of motherfuckers. Like, no bullshit. Like, when I saw it, I was just like, I remember that shit. I'm like, oh, he gonna be like that. Then he goes to USC and he wins Heisman. He has a combination of Mahomes and Lamar in him. I don't know any other quarterback that has that combination.
Let's slow down with the Lamar thing.
I'm telling you.
Like Lamar's a wide receiver, man. That just plays.
No, I'm telling you, he has that crazy combination of ability.
You got to work on that accuracy to be Mahomes.
Yeah, but he has he's the only quarterback. Like Jaden Daniels is a great quarterback. He doesn't have the arm strength that Caleb has or Mahomes has. Now, he's a great accurate QB. He's got
mobility.
He's got the speed, but he doesn't have the strength that Mahomes or like Caleb. That throw he threw to Nduze was something serious, man.
Yeah, that was something serious.
That was something serious. I mean, that shit flew off the screen. I'm surprised Boy even caught that shit. No bullshit.
I guess we'll see, man. Moving forward, though, let's talk about the best game of the weekend. The Steelers triumphant. Rodgers, 4 TDs, 0 picks. Come back, win against those Jets, man. I think it was a great win for us. The receivers were doing it. Well, it's not my turn. Down. Talk about the Steelers, man.
You could have went.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, always want to get a win week 1. So I'm going to start there. Saw some good, saw some bad. I know all the focus on Aaron Rodgers. Is he washed? I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on the real issues that I saw or what I wanted to see improve from the team. One of them being the running game. Didn't see much improvement there. And then the offensive line. Didn't see what I wanted to see from there. With Rodgers, he looked good. I mean, based on what I was watching as far as training camp, the ball flying off his arm, was able to move in that pocket. Looks like he looked even better coming out 2 years from that Achilles injury. He was just majority of other than that push pass to Jonnu Smith, all other 3 touchdowns came off of him rolling off of play action on the move. So I like what I saw there, but we got to make it easier for him. Like, it was good to see what he did, but if we're able to keep him contained, let him stay in the pocket, let plays develop, let guys like Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson get more opportunities, then it's just overall games make it more easier for them, especially on the defensive side. We gave up 300 yards last time that defense on the field. That we gave up 300 yards in a playoff game, and it was not a good sight to see as far as Breece Hall and the other bull, then Braylon Allen able to do whatever they want. Like every play, it was a guaranteed 5 or 6 yards up right up the middle. Us not having our first round draft pick Harmon, it was kind of it hurt to see not him in the middle of that field, but they got to clean that up. I know it's week 1. I'm not hitting the panic button yet, but I mean, with every other team in the league, you saw some good things and some things you want to see improve. But that's the 2 biggest issues that I thought we had going into the league, and I'm gonna keep looking at that week to week. It was good to see confirmation of Rodgers doing what we seen him to do his whole career. It was good to see DK get the ball, just getting the ball in his hands. A couple screen plays, he took it like 15, 20 yards a few times. It was good to see Calvin Austin Moss get that big catch, also come up with that touchdown. I feel like he had the opportunity to have a great year. I like the 2 tight ends, Jonnu and Pat Freiermuth, how often they were on the field at the same time. So we got the weapons there. It just all depends on the offensive line and just give Rodgers enough time to do what he needs to do and not just be on the run all day. And on the defense, I feel like that was like their first real game with all starters on the field. So I'm not going to put the panic button on the defense, but they need to clean that shit up along with the offensive line ASAP.
Jordan, your thoughts on the Steelers and Jets, man?
Well, I mean, I said it earlier. I was shocked. Justin Fields played the best game he ever played in the NFL his whole entire life. I mean, that I was so shocked. The Steelers defense definitely needs to be better. I thought they would be better. I'm shocked that they were not. When you talked about like the offensive line, Rodgers, I mean, I think I said it in the chat, but all his touchdowns came from outside the pocket. He can't always do that, in my opinion, because teams will pick up on him. Teams will be able to scheme for that. They got to protect him better. As long as they can protect him, they can have they're going to have a good offense. As long as they can protect him. Right. The running game was kind of non-existent, which could be a problem. But overall, I think they can at least be decent enough for it to help them, or whatever. But
go back to the O-line.
I was more so shocked just about the defense. Like they got players on this defense. Like this defense ain't chopped liver. Like they got fucking. I think they said like this has the most Pro Bowl
highest paid defense.
Yeah, and the most Pro Bowl players even on the team. Period. Like even on one team and on any roster in the NFL, like combined, all the players on the team. Now I know some of them are old, but
very.
Yeah, but I was just disappointed in the defense. And who is the Steelers defensive coordinator?
No, none of the coordinators.
Is it still Charles Austin? I was gonna say, is it still Charles Austin? It's horrible because you can even tell that he's telling T.J. Watt take the running back because he's going straight for the running back. He's not even trying to. He's going straight.
Exact same thing in that Ravens playoff game we saw.
Same thing. I said, and they kept getting burnt on the same shit. I'm like, is he watching the same shit I'm watching? Like, that was, bro, I'm not even a fan. That was pissing me off because it's just bad football. It's bad football. Like, be conservative, have him play contain, make that boy hand the ball off. You don't want a person like him with the ball in his hands running the ball. You just don't. I'd rather have Breece Hall running the ball. Why would you continue to let him run the fucking ball? It was
bringing the whole Benjamin up on y'all. That's
especially when you know what he could do. You on your team, like that was crazy.
And like you go against this shit twice a fucking year. You play Lamar twice a year. You should know better.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was crazy. Like I just thought that was crazy, but I'm sure they'll get it together. They have a lot of veterans. Obviously, I know that they weren't happy, but they won the game. I thought it was pretty fitting that Wilson and Ramsey had that thing going in the halftime, and then at the end of the game, he cracks his ass and he drops the ball. So I thought that was pretty cool. You feel me? But their offense is gonna be all right. The offense is gonna be all right. They're gonna be able to score with anybody. They will. They'll be able to score with anybody. But can you stop? Can you stop somebody? Because they did not stop Justin Fields, and I was not expecting to say that.
I mean, Harmon gonna help with the run game when he get back though. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the hate section of the show.
I'm just the truth teller from the future, baby. That's all I am, man. Back to the future, man.
The world's biggest hater, Jeff. Go ahead, man.
Listen, there's no hate, man. First, like Daryl said, first y'all won. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, we know that offensive line is bad. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was getting beat on like Tina Turner, my boy. Like he was getting smacked around, homie. Like that's not gonna be good going out throughout the season. Look, he was accurate. He had a 4-touchdown game. The Steelers are Super Bowl or bust. I mean, of course, with all the talent that they have on the team, they gotta be Super Bowl or bust. We gotta be talking about that here. But I just think this matchup was that defense is bad. And maybe it's going to take time to get better. But, I mean, look, Braylon, not Allen, but Hall ran for 100. Fields threw for 200. Fields, that was his best game, like Jordan said, in a pretty long time. I mean, 16 for 22, 218 yards, a touchdown rushing, touchdown passing. I mean, he just really had the Steelers' number. I mean, he knows what they're going to do because he was in that locker room last year. So I expected it. Like I said, this was an emotional game. I really didn't. There's nothing really to take about from this because you have the theatrics of Allen. You had the theatrics of Fields going to the Jets and Rodgers going to the Steelers, and that's all good to hear. But the Pittsburgh Steelers have to shore up that offensive line. I, too, think they should have been in the talks for trading for Bigsby as well. I think that needed to be a conversation that they should have had because Warren just isn't really an every down back. He's really your third down back. He's small. He's a scat back. He can probably catch out the backfield. They don't really have any other running options. And I was kind of shocked that it even came down to a field goal from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I expected more from them this season. I think they also need another receiver. Austin is pretty good, but I think he's the better at the slot receiver. I think they need another possession receiver that has some burners to go along with DK. DK had a really good start of the half. It was really, really good. He had some catches, got some yak, went from there. But we all know that this season is going to rely the entire season for the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to be about the final 8 games. It's never about the first 8 games. It's always about the final 8 games or the final 9 games. I'll say that because they always get that one playoff game at the end and they go home. And it's tradition for them. So, that's something to keep an eye on. Like, they had the 19-game season. We got to see if they can extend it a little further. The Jets, on the other hand, they got something going there, man. I mean, honestly, you think about it, the Patriots didn't really look that great. The Dolphins didn't really look that great. So it's the Bills and probably everyone else is up for grabs. Wilson is probably going to have a up and down year because he's got Fields, who's the quarterback. The defense sacked Rodgers 4 times, has 7 tackle for losses. They also had a couple QB hits as well. So that defense looked pretty good. But, this game was, like I said, it's one of the emotional games. I'm glad the Steelers won so that way we don't have the whole cast hanging on the ledge of the Empire State Building. And, we'll look forward to week 2 and see what happens from there.
My thoughts, man, after we had the hater session, my thoughts are, let's start with the Jets, man. I think that Fields and Wilson connection, like they're back in college, man. I thought it was pretty good for them. Breece Hall is the best he's looked in his whole career. You know what I mean? So I think that Aaron Glenn, I think just his discipline might be good for the Jets too, as well. I think that Fields, if they just play him, with the RPOs, if they like play his game, he can be really, really good. Now, I did see a couple, 1 or 2. I don't think it was picked off, but it definitely could have been, but it was not. Yeah. But I think he can get better and better. And they probably will wind up better than people thought they were. And probably, you're right, second in that division. I could definitely see it. Mm-hmm. With us, man, like I said, I think we got to shore up the run defense. I think Harmon will help with that. I think the back end will be fine. They got a lot of veterans. They got some good players on there. I think they'll be fine. I think that, like you said, I think Fields knew a lot going into about our team. I think he knew that. But I agree with you, bro. Man, you got to get Payne, man. That get Payne is big. I agree with that. But I was liking what I saw from Rodgers. I didn't think he could even do a lot of rollout still, which he was able to do. I think Calvin Austin is a big surprise, not surprise, but happy to see he's still doing what he's doing and stuff. I think John Smith was a good pickup, and probably gonna be the security blanket. I like DK for him because he'll get a lot of yak after the catch. I think if the defensive catch to the offense, I think they really, really, maybe okay. And I think I really but I told Darryl this before the show started. I said I don't think Jaylen Warren is a starting running back in the NFL. And I feel like that's what they left with after Najee was trash. But Jaylen Warren is either.
Did they start Gainwell?
No,
Gainwell, they kind of went 50-50. They both had like the same amount of carries and everything.
I think
they only had 18
I think
runs.
I think they both backups, to be honest with you. I
think they are.
I think that they don't have. I mean, I think the rookies should get more burn a little bit and get better and better.
The fumbles, you got to cut that out.
Yeah.
That's why they're not playing them.
Yeah, that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he didn't lose it, but I mean, the fact that he did.
Yeah.
And he had one in preseason too. So
yeah, Tomlin don't play with that. But I think Warren is like small. He's shifty. I mean, obviously the O-line got to get better. I don't think he is starting every down back. But I was very, very, let's say, positively pleased at what I saw, man. Let's move on to the Raiders. They won yesterday. They beat up on some high school team like the Patriots, but they did
what?
Win.
What? That's hate.
They did.
That's hate.
They did win. So the Raiders won. Geno, had a big yardage game, stuff like that. And but my man Jency ain't show up like I want him to, man. But that's on me from a fan team. However, so Jeff, your team, you talk about that, man. What you thought about that game, man?
I think that was a good win. I think that was a good way to get the season off with a veteran quarterback, a young rookie running back, probably one of the most explosive tight ends in the league. It was all around good. We jumped out early. We kind of let them trail in a little bit, but then we kind of brought it back and came back and got 13 in the second half, which is good, and held them to 3 points, which is good as well. I know Drake May isn't, he isn't Tom Brady or anything of that magnitude, but still, we're going to take it where it comes. I like Chip Kelly calling the plays. I like the plays that Chip called. I like the throws that Geno made. It wasn't out of his wheelhouse. He did throw the interception. It's bound to happen when you're going to throw the ball 34 times. You're going to get an interception here and there. I think that, like you said, Jency, we got 19 carries out of him. I mean, he only had 38 yards, but you know what? It's just the fact he's getting acclimated to the NFL. It's not like he went to a big Power 5 school. He did go to Boise State, which is a smaller school. He's probably used to paying less competition. So, we're just trying to get his wheels a little, greased up before we have the long season where we're going to rely on him. Bowers still had 5 catches, 103 yards, tweaked the knee a little bit there. Hopefully everything's going to be all right for him. But my man Myers is going to get paid, man. Myers might not be a number one, but he's serviceable on his team. He gives me the Lockett feel. He feels like Lockett all over again, but for the Raiders, how Lockett was for the Seahawks. So I like that combination between him, Geno, and Pete. Just trying to rile everybody together. Listen, the Patriots. The only thing I'm worried about with the Patriots right now is Christian Gonzalez was out this game. He's their starting cornerback. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen with that. I think Mike Vrabel brings some stability to the organization. I believe they have a franchise quarterback. I believe they might have a franchise running back too with Henderson from Ohio State. Shout out to Jordan. So I think that's going to be a good backfill for them. But I don't know if Diggs is it. As far as your outside weapon, he didn't even play. But they don't have anything on the outside of that.
He played.
Diggs played?
Mm-hmm.
That's even worse because I didn't even that was even worse. It's going to take some time, I'm sure, to get him acclimated back because they tore the ACL, so he's going to take some time to get back. I think he could be a good weapon. I hope he doesn't shatter the confidence of Drake May. And I think that'll work out going forward. But shout out to the Raiders. Like I said, we still undefeated, 2 weeks in a row undefeated. And, we look forward to, competition this week. I think it's going to be a good week. I think, Watch the Throne will win. I'm sure of that. And then I'm thinking the Raiders will win. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that to yourself, man. We know better than that.
Look, I just realized you started Keon Coleman. I said, he feeling himself. I said unless he give me the bluff hand before the game start, they're gonna switch it back. I said, oh, okay.
Bro, we know how this goes, but I ain't gonna say
I'm
anyway.
just saying, live in the present. Just don't live in the present.
Diggs had 657, bro. He had 6 catches. 57 yards. He played. Daryl, your thoughts on that Raiders game, man?
I was kind of preoccupied watching the Steelers game, but I had this on. I was keeping track of the score and big plays. Like to see Bowers continuing his Hall of Fame trajectory. I was kind of worried with a new quarterback. You never know how that's going to go as far as them picking who their number one or favorite target is. But I look like that's going to continue with him. Genty, I mean, he got in there, played. Like that's the first thing you got to do, especially as a running back. Get used to the speed of the NFL and how quickly those holes close up. So I feel like he's going to get improved every week. And I like the receiving core of the Raiders. It's not really talked about, but the bull Dante Thornton, he's solid too as a serviceable receiver. Yeah. Myers is good. Trey Tucker is good. So I mean, they got some weapons. I feel like they're going to be competitive. As far as the Patriots, a lot of people were high on them coming into the season. It's still improving as far as Drake May. He threw for 46 yards. He threw it for 46 times. That's kind of reason because they were down a lot during the game. I like my guy Henderson getting in the game, getting the ball. Needed to get him the ball more, running and catching, just feed him. And then I like I like Diggs being like a security blanket for May as they continue to build their relationship with Diggs. I feel like in that slot, he's excellent at just route running and getting open. Also, they got Hunter Henry, the tight end. So they got some. I do feel like they need another like a dynamic number one, like a physical receiver for him to just throw up to whenever all else fails, just throw up the ball. So I feel like they're a year away still from like being truly competitive. But good win for the Raiders.
What's your thoughts, George? Raiders, Patriots.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I mean, this wasn't too much on my radar. I saw the highlights.
Same record as the Eagles.
Okay.
I'll take my little wins here and there.
You gotta take them when you can get them right here. You right with it.
This wasn't on my radar, but good win, for the Raiders. I did expect a little bit more from Drake May and the Patriots. They couldn't really protect him, I don't think. I feel like they was on his ass.
He got sacked 4 times.
Yeah, so can't protect, can't do shit. Bottom line, they got weapons. They have a quarterback. Can't protect them, can't do shit. So if they can protect him, they can win games. If they don't, they won't win shit. And same thing for the Raiders. The Raiders typically have pretty much enough talent. They have a competent quarterback now. You know what I'm saying? So they can win some games. If they can't protect Geno, they're not gonna win shit. They got guys who can make plays. They got a running back who can make plays. They got they got the best tight end in the league damn near. I can't measure. I don't know what the defense really is yet because they didn't play such a high-powered or great offense, but they looked good. So we'll see. But all in all, I mean, week 1, good win for them. They wanted to obviously see, they really put the ball in Geno's hands a lot more than I expected, which, it could be good or bad, who knows, but I'm sure they'll lean on Genty as the year goes on.
I think that they got to get better at run blocking. I saw even in the preseason, I feel like the hole was open enough for Genty enough. So they got to get better at run blocking. And also, Geno got sacked 4 times too. So offensive line definitely got to get a little bit better. But they do have weapons.
He's going to be the real deal.
Oh, Genty?
Yeah,
it ain't him. I said they got to get better.
It ain't him. It damn sure ain't him. He's going to be the real deal.
Yeah, he had 19 carries. So, I mean, that means the offensive line he had 2 yards to carry because the offensive line got to give him some space or whatever like that. Yeah. But I do like the weapons that they got on the team. I think it was a good – I mean, they both were kind of in the same place, these 2 teams to me. A little bit. I think that's good. I always liked Pete Carroll. I actually did. And the Patriots still building. I mean, we got to see where Drake – and he in year 2, just like Caleb. So, and Bo, everybody geared too. So we got to see where Draco wind up being. But I think they supply both of these players with the adequate weapons to see, how they could. Well, not, I mean, Gino too. On that end.
The one thing is, all these teams, the worst team in the NFL got weapons.
Yeah.
The worst team in the NFL got weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shit, I mean, the worst team in the NFL might have a quarterback. If you can't protect, can't do shit.
That's
Just
true.
can't do shit.
Who the
That's
worst team in the NFL?
We don't know yet, but it look like Miami. Shit. But even last year, I mean,
Carolina.
Even last year, I mean, the Panthers, they got some decent guys. Well, I mean, this year they do. You know what I mean?
Last year, not so much though, but it was all right. They wasn't that great. The weapons.
Who?
Leggett and Thielen was old as
Oh,
hell.
yeah, right. But you like the Jaguars. Jaguars were trash last year, but they got BT. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They got Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence hasn't done shit, but
Yes, I don't know about that. But let me move forward, man. I don't got to speak long on these games, man. Just one more. I'm sorry, one more. Packers and Lions, and also probably the second best game. Not best game, but second surprise of the weekend. Jordan, what's your thoughts on the Packers Lions, bro?
man, so I was tuned in this game.
Me too.
This was supposed to be the game, and it just turned out to be a stinker. In my opinion, I'm going to address the Packers. The Packers are the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles in the whole NFL. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Okay.
They're the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFL. Period. Quarterback, weapons, running back, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, corners. They don't have any holes.
Weapons.
All 22, no holes.
I don't know.
None.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I don't see any holes they got. And as long as Jordan Love can manage the game, you don't do the stupid turnovers, and just play within yourself, they're going to be a dangerous team. They can win by running the ball. They can win by throwing the ball. They can win by playing good defense. I thought that, and Mike, you didn't necessarily agree, but I thought that in Michael Parsons' first game that the Packers used him better than the Cowboys ever did. And I get it.
It's not that I don't agree. Is that he played one snap in the first quarter. He's gonna play more downs.
No, word.
You know what I mean? So they're gonna put Michael wants to be an every down back, even though he might not. Maybe he shouldn't be, but he wants to be an every down player. So I agree with you. Yeah.
It's just, and he looks great for him to not have had any training camp, preseason. He looked like he ain't missed a beat. He looked great.
Limited snaps though.
He played incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
real shit. He played incredible. You could tell he had a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can tell he was fired up. They're gonna be serious. As far as Detroit, it's game one. They lost by a couple touchdowns. They just didn't seem like they had a good rhythm. The play calling didn't seem like it had a rhythm. And maybe that had something to do with obviously them losing Ben Johnson and then losing Aaron Glenn, as coordinators. Their defense looked like what they did the year prior when they just looked like chopped liver. I mean, they couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah.
If they can't play no defense, they're not going to win nothing.
Yeah.
Because they're a team who puts up points, right? Well, obviously not week one, but they're a team who puts up a lot of points early and relies on pressure to win games and close out. They couldn't do that this week because they were down early, but they just didn't look like they had any sort of rhythm. I mean, the offensive line didn't look that great. I do believe that they lost their center to retirement.
Yeah.
They did, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
That's going to be a big loss. They had a really good, they had the second best offensive line in the league. Some people were saying they were better than us.
Yeah.
So you lose a guy like that, and then you lose your coordinator, it's going to be difficult. I think they're not going to be ass, and I don't think they're going to look like that ever again. But they need to find a more of a rhythm. It's definitely as far as the play calling on offense, and they need to find some other pass rush other than Aiden Hutchinson, because he didn't even have that great of a game either. But this was his first game back, and I don't know how long. So I'll give him a pass on that. But these two teams are still going to be like top 5 teams in the NFC. Packers look like they could be a top 5 team in the NFL.
I agree with that.
With the way that they look.
Jeff, what's your thoughts, man?
I'm gonna piggyback right off Jordan. Yeah, Packers look like they could be a top 5 team in the NFL if Jordan Love continues to manage the ball well. But I'm gonna disagree with Jordan. Like that weapons thing, I don't know none of like. There's no Dobbs jersey I've seen online. There's no Reed jersey I've seen online. I didn't see the Wicks jersey. None of them. These guys are just garbage
They
men.
have like a collection of good guys.
We
Like,
don't
got-
have a true
right.
number one, though. That's the issue. I think.
Don't have a true number one, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to rely on Josh Jacobs like they did last year. Hopefully, he stays healthy, and that'll help them ascend because they have the defense to keep teams off the field. And I love the front three that they have. They got they got Micah, and then they got Rashawn Gary, kid from Camden or whatever, went to Michigan. So you know what I'm saying. So I like that as far as the Packers go. Again, they don't need to be flashy. Jordan Love's going to have some games where he's going to ball out. But this wasn't one of those games. I mean, 22 passes, 16 completions, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. But they were just able to dominate the Detroit Lions and keep the Detroit Lions in long gains. I mean, hell, the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff was 31 for 39 for 225 yards. Like, damn, what is that, Mike? Like a terrible yard per throw. What is it? You know that little thing? That's terrible. Like 39 passes, 225. That's really low. It's
Well, Gibbs had like 10 catches.
He did. That's crazy.
30
like,
yards.
31 yards. Like that's not enough.
Yeah,
So, I do think the Green Bay Packers are going to be in contention for the NFC Championship. Not in the championship game, but they're going to be in the runnings to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. They could be a log jam. That may stop the Birds. I mean, Micah knows the Birds really well, so we'll see how that works. Detroit Lions, on the other hand, the offense just really doesn't, like Jordan said, it just don't look fluid as it did with Ben Johnson there last year. It doesn't look scary. It doesn't look like it's ready to just jump at you and attack you. Jared Goff, it doesn't have a good record outside. We know that. His history tells us that. He's more of an inside quarterback. But those other weapons, like you got to get Gibbs the ball running more. You got to get Gibbs the ball in space where he can do one-on-one stuff. He's elusive. He's one of the most elusive backs. Him, Bijan, Saquon, all of them guys in one group. They can pass, catch, and run the ball and break the top off. So, that's something we're going to have to look at for the Lions coming up. I still think the Lions, will finish high in the division. But, this game against the Packers, some of these games you want to get because these divisions might come down to head-to-head matchups. You might have close games. So I just don't know if the Detroit Lions are going to still look the same as they did last year. Mike, you've been saying this the whole time. Losing both coordinators could be horrendous for them. Aiden Hutchinson really had 0 tackles in his first game back. He had 1 QB hit. They didn't get any sacks outside. They had 0 sacks on Jordan Love, which is a good thing for Green Bay, bad thing for the Lions. Micah, he played limited, but he had 1 tackle for a loss. He had 1 sack. He had a solo, all that. He's going to get better in this defense. They're going to be able to scheme and move him around. With that said, this was a really good game that the Detroit Lions didn't live up to the bill. The Packers showed why they're probably going to be one of the talked about teams throughout the season.
Darryl, you up?
Yeah, with the Packers, I'm sorry, the Packers. If you just look at like the energy as far as the crowd and the team, it kind of feels like the Micah Parsons deal happened that morning before the game. Like that defense was flying all around, and they just used that new energy with Micah on the team. That changed their whole outlook as far as what I thought they were going to be on defense. Offense, I like what I saw with Jordan Love taking care of the ball. They got a plethora of like options on receiver, but like y'all said, they don't have a true number one that's going to stand out and be that go-to guy. That may hamper them as far as I want to see if the rookie Matthew Golden takes the opportunity and rises up as that number one. But it might be too early for him compared to what relationships with Love has with Reed already and Wicks, and Dobbs too. So that's going to play itself out. With the Lions, again, I brought this up on our pregame. Losing both coordinators is just not. It's not a thing where team just replace and just pick up without don't skip a beat. Especially like on the offensive side, it looks like they're just in the middle of finding a new identity. Like I feel it feels like they lost the creativity without Ben Johnson. I mean, last year they had plays drawn up where J-Mo was running wide open. Even had plays where they got Penei Sewell to throw or catch a pass. So just that creativity that they leaned on, they gotta find a new way. I mean, they got the same weapons. As far as the receivers, still at the 2 running backs. So they got the weapons there. They just need to find a new identity as far as what they're plan of attack is. As far as the defense, I know last year they got a lot of injuries on defense, but the same thing with them: new coordinator, new play calling, new structure, new way of doing things. So it's going to take some time with them. I think they're going to be a slight regression. Like the last couple of years, they were in conversation for like the number 1 seed in the NFC and possibly Super Bowl. I think they're a tier below that right now, a tier below the Eagles and Packers right now. But that can change over time as far as offensive and defensive coordinators finding their groove. And because they got the weapons, they got the roster. It's just really I feel like it's up to the coaching. They can't. I don't think they're going to be leaning on going for it on fourth down like they were the few previous years, just due to the lack of confidence in the play calling. But we'll see. But I like the Packers. They really showed up on both sides of the ball, and I feel like they're going, like Jordan said, they're going to be a threat with the Eagles as far as possibly the finishing with that number 1 seed.
Oh, they just don't keep running Ben Johnson plays. Like, fuck it, you might not be here. We can run your shit, bro.
The rest of the staff still there. Well, actually, I think Aaron Glenn took somebody off the staff too. But like the Jets OC came from Detroit too. Actually,
Well, the guy,
Yeah.
the coordinators there were under those, so they were positioned under the coordinators that left.
Yeah. So I think that's big. Obviously, y'all were talking about that the whole time. Also, it's they got 2 new starters in the offensive line. I think it's actually bigger than that. I think that, like Daryl said last year, like 3rd and 4th down, they'll run the ball like 4th and 3 last year. You know what I mean? Like, in a lot of different plays, bro. And I think I'm gonna take a step further. I think their window is closed for the Super Bowl. I think they're still gonna be a competitive team, I want to say, but not maybe a playoff team, but not a Super Bowl contender. I think that window, they had their chance. The last 2-3 years, they've been the best team in the division.
The year that the Saints went, that was their year. You're right.
That year, but then last year it was like 15-1. They lost. Who they lost to the playoffs?
Washington.
Washington, who was an up-and-coming team with a rookie at quarterback. I think the window's closed. I think you got to take advantage of that time period. Now, what happens? You're a good team, so what happens? You lose your coordinators now. You lose O-linemen now. Like, things happen. So I think that their window is actually closed. Dan Campbell is a good motivator. He's not a good external guy. He's a good head coach, but he gotta have the best coordinators to be good. And Jared Goff, man. Like, I think Ben Johnson made Jared Goff. You know what I mean? And I think that without him, he's still slow. He still stands still. Micah ran 35 yards to get him, and he stood like a statue on the sack, bro. Like, I don't.
He closed that shit.
Yeah, I mean, but it's golf, bro.
I was like, oh God, damn.
Yeah. With Green Bay, everything else said, man. Golden can be the number 1 down the line, but I don't think he ever will be because they want to use all those guys. They got Reed and Watson and Dobbs. It's a whole lot of guys. I do think that now Golden, who also had 2 catches. I do think that Love got to take care of the ball. I think their job is I think they got to get leads and then let that defensive line whip Micah tee off and do their thing. It's going to be very interesting to me this week going against on Thursday, actually going Seattle against Washington Commanders.
Right.
That's a running team with a running quarterback. So I want to see if Micah can set that edge where he had a problem with in Dallas. So Jaden is not running around that side. I know Micah can go after the quarterback, but can he help stop the running back or running quarterbacks? Yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to see about that. It's a good test, at that point. But overall, man, I ain't gonna say they right there of a Super Bowl, but they're doing a lot of good things up there, man. And again, the coach, he is an excellent coach. He's really, really good, LaFleur. He's been good since Rodgers was there, stuff like that. So if this could be a Love year, I mean, Love started out very, very hot, and then they kind of like managed the game down the line, let Jacobs run a little bit. So, but we're gonna see if Love in a shootout can he do that without having a mistake. I think about game by game.
Well, Jared Goff. Remember, Jared Goff wasn't shit after McVay got rid of him. Like, remember, McVay was the whisperer, and then he wasn't shit, and then they got Ben Johnson, and he not after shit after that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
who he is,
that dude. And you know me, like, I'm gonna point out NFL, you got to be able to move, bro. I'm sorry, like, you can't just be like a sit back there statue. The defenses are too fast at this point. We gotta have a quarterback that can
Is he the
move.
last one? Is he the last one that don't move? Shit.
No.
No, Dak also don't move. Really, honestly.
Yeah. Sam
But
Darnold, do he move? Nah, he don't move.
not really. It's about
He
3 or 4 of
he
them.
don't move, but he can get him out of there. He
He
passed
get
it.
him out of there. Yeah, he
He
definitely
passed
passing the
it.
golf. Golf's
Yeah,
slow as shit, bro.
he can get him out of there if he needs to.
And you know what else?
Russ can't move either now.
And you know what else too? Dak at least got pocket awareness. Like the Eagles was coming, and he was like shifting and shit.
Yeah.
Golf don't have no pocket awareness, bro. Like I don't like golf at all.
What school you went to?
Golf? Oh, he was number one pick, wasn't he?
Cal. He went to Cal.
Cal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, moving forward, we got 3 games left. We're going to talk about these real quick. Bucks and Falcons. What you got, Jeff, on that?
Penix looked real good in the game. Got to give Bijan the more moving the ball on the ground. Shake and bake, will shake and bake your shit if you let him. Like for real. And then honestly, I think the Falcons need to start thinking about a new kicker because Koo was off last year a little bit. The year before that, he was hot, but he looked like he's starting to dwindle out.
All right, Jordan, I'm going to give you Niners. No, I'll give you Niners and Seahawks. Thoughts on that, man?
Close game. Showed me a lot from Seattle. They're going to be competitive. Sucks for the 49ers because Brock Purdy got hurt. George Kittle's now going on.
Yo, they got bad luck over there, bro.
They get bad luck, man. And I said that they were going to be the biggest threat, but boy, I was wrong on that because their window closed. You know, so
yeah.
kind of feel bad for them a little bit because they were the top dogs other than us in the NFC for like at least 3-4 years straight.
Then they just gave Purdy all the fucking money.
Yeah, so it's like goddamn, and they let all that go. You know, but we'll see. But I was surprised when I saw from Seattle.
Daryl, I'm gonna give you Texas Rams. Well,
Very surprised by Rams defense. If that offense can settle in and Matthew Stafford can use his 2 number 1 options along with Kyron, they're gonna be scary. I want to kind of give more credit to that the Rams defense and kind of not put the panic on Stroud in that offense yet. But still, that offensive line is trash. He's gonna be running for his life all year. They got Nick Chubb as their number 1 running back right now. I don't really like the idea of that going forward through the whole year. I like the rookie Jaden Higgins, but him and Nico, they got to be. I feel like Stroud got to settle in and use both of them at the same time as far as both options. But yeah, not a good start for Texans, but it's only week 1. But I was very surprised by the Rams. I feel like they're gonna be a sleeper team. From my perspective, a sleeper team.
Verge Defensive Player of the Year. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Jared Verse is nice, bro.
Nasty,
I want to
bro.
say that. Also, I want to say they might need a new play caller in Houston for Stroud.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose there too?
I think they did, didn't they?
I think they did, but I just don't.
He was
I don't know.
highly sought after. I remember.
Yeah. I just don't think their play calling been good the last few games. Jeff, what's the Pickles record, man?
So all right, we rock it out early. Start just so everything's gonna flow like this the rest of the season. Anything across the trenches here, beyond the trenches, it's gonna be like that. I had the best record this season. I was 2-1 to KC Buffalo
This week, nigga, not this season. This week.
Yeah, don't worry. It's gonna flow like this all season. Toby blessed us with a stinker. He was 0 for 3. He had Kansas City, Baltimore, Detroit. Daryl, Jordan, Justin, all 1 and 2. Justin took the Chargers, was the only oddball there, and he everybody else took the Baltimore, Detroit. And Justin took Detroit. I don't know why he did that, but you know it is what it is.
Yeah.
So this week's pick'ems. Listen, man, it was a couple games in here where I was like, these could be the games here. So I went with this one. This one's going to be an AFC East thing. It's whoever's up for second place is the Detroit Dolphins. New England Patriots against the Miami Dolphins. Is this the Tyreek Hill blow-up game before he acts out? Then I went to this game 2. I said, look, the Broncos doesn't look that bad. Coach looked really good, but it was against the Miami Dolphins. Let's not get carried away here. And last but not least, I went with that Thursday game, the Packers against the Commanders.
Oh. Forgot to see my fault. All right. Darryl, what you got, man?
I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I feel like it's over for the Dolphins. If they win that's gonna surprise me. This second game is gonna be tough because I want to believe in the Colts, but again, if who they played last week, I'm roll with Broncos for that one, and then I'm going with the Packers. I feel like they're gonna start hot and continue.
Jordan, what you got?
Go with Miami. They don't win this game. Somebody getting fired. I got Denver and I got Green Bay.
All right, Jeff.
I got I'm going New England. I'm going Denver, and I'm going Green Bay too.
Green Bay game at home.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I'm about to confirm it for you right now.
Yeah,
They should be. Yeah. Back to back. Y'all. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're gonna cook.
Yeah. I'm going Patriots too. I'm going the same as Jeff. I'm going Patriots. I think that Tua's cooked. I think Tua's cooked and they're cooked. And McDaniel's gonna be fired into the season. I think
He might not even make it out the whole season. They might blow it.
He sounded
They
impressive.
don't win this Sunday.
that Colts Broncos game gonna be real interesting. Actually, it could go either way. Jeff is right.
Yeah.
Who's at home?
Man, look,
I just don't trust Daniel Jones.
I fuck with Danny Dimes, man.
Colts are home.
Colts are home. Shit. Broncos. Are Dolphins that bad? You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with. I'm going Broncos. I'm rolling with the Panthers too. So I got Patriots, Broncos, Packers. Yep.
Okay. I'll get Toby's information later.
Yeah, you already got Justin's from the chat.
Yeah. Toby on vacation, ain't he?
I don't know what the fuck Toby doing, man. I know he losing bad at fantasy.
He losing bad.
Bad. Did he have 100 points this week, Toby?
Yeah, 102. He was the low scoring person.
Okay. Jeff, you on it more fantasy. I know that.
I'm winning this show this year, bro. Like, it's too.
If that nigga Worthy ain't get hurt, I get a dub.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was bad for you, but I'm gonna win this whole shit, bro.
This dude. Anyway, like I said in the chat, in the other chat, the 1 and 2 teams instead of 1 and 2 teams. It's like last year, bro. It's
trying to end the season after week 1.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. We appreciate y'all. Please always like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back next week, same time, 8 o'clock, Jeff.
8 o'clock, got you.
For Beyond the Trenches to give what we did this week. Thank you all again. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Oh, let me end this.